If you've ever found yourself helplessly moving to the rhythm of a dance floor anthem, chances are Sean Paul had something to do with it. With his unmistakable voice, rapid-fire delivery, and infectious rhythms, Sean Paul Ryan, Francis Henriquez OD, didn't just ride the wave of dancehall, he turned it into a tsunami that swept across continents. His journey from the sun-soaked streets of Kingston to the apex of international stardom isn't just a story of talent. It's a masterclass in cultural crossover, grit, and relentless evolution. Born on January 9, 1973, in Kingston, Jamaica, Sean Paul's heritage is as diverse as his musical influences. His father, Garth Henriquez, is of Portuguese, Jamaican, and Indo-Jamaican descent, while his mother, Frances, is a painter of English and Chinese-Jamaican descent. Raised in a well-educated middle-class family, Sean's upbringing wasn't the stereotypical rags-to-riches dancehall tale. But that doesn't mean his rise was any less gritty. Before he lit up stages worldwide, he was training for the Jamaican national water polo team and studying hotel management at the College of Arts, Science and Technology, now UTech. But music had other plans. Sean Paul entered the dancehall scene in the late 1990s, when Jamaican sound systems still ruled street parties and pirate radio stations dictated what was hot. His early tracks like Baby Girl Don't Cry and Deport Them hinted at something special, a polished yet raw energy, bolstered by a voice that punched through every beat. But it was Gimme the Light in 2002 that cracked open the door to international stardom. Suddenly, the world was watching and listening. Gimme the Light was more than just a song, it was a passport. It introduced millions outside the Caribbean to the electrifying world of Jamaican dancehall. And Sean Paul? He wasn't a one-hit wonder. He was the ambassador. His debut album, Stage 1, had set the tone, but it was his sophomore project, Duddy Rock, that turned the music world upside down. Let's pause here, because Duddy Rock wasn't just successful, it was seismic. Released in 2002, the album featured global hits like Get Busy, Like Glue, and Baby Boy, with Beyoncé. It sold over 6 million copies worldwide and won Sean Paul a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. The record didn't just dominate the charts, it bulldozed genre boundaries. At a time when mainstream America didn't know what to make of dancehall, Sean Paul made it palatable, addictive, and absolutely inescapable. But here's the kicker. He did it without watering it down. Sean Paul never apologized for his accent, never masked the patois, never changed his style to suit international audiences. He dared them to understand him, and they did. That's perhaps his greatest achievement. He stayed authentic while going global. He didn't ride the coattails of pop. Pop clung to him like static electricity, and everyone wanted a piece. Collaborations with the who's who of music followed. Beyoncé, Rihanna, Sia, Enrique Iglesias, Clean Bandit, Nicki Minaj, Dua Lipa. The list reads like a Spotify chart. His feature on Sia's Cheap Thrills in 2016 reintroduced him to a younger generation, giving him yet another Billboard smash nearly 15 years after his breakthrough. That kind of longevity in the fickle world of music is rare. In the genre of dancehall, it's almost unheard of. So what makes Sean Paul different? It's more than his sound, it's his function. Sean Paul isn't just a performer, he's a catalyst. His voice is like a defibrillator to a track. Once he jumps on, it pulses with life. He understands rhythm not just as a musician, but as an athlete. His early water polo discipline taught him timing, coordination, and strategy, all of which bleed into his stage presence and lyrical flow. There's precision in his chaos. But perhaps what's most fascinating about Sean Paul is how he navigates the complicated space of fame and culture. He's never shied away from his Jamaican roots, never tried to be more American or mainstream to fit in. Instead, he forced the industry to come to him, and they did, again and again. His legacy is more than a discography, it's a blueprint. He paved the way for artists like Popkin, Shensia, and Coffee to enter global spaces without compromise. He also proved that reggae and dancehall weren't museum pieces. They were evolving, vibrant, and essential to the global music conversation. Yet for all his accolades, Sean Paul remains grounded. In 2019, he was awarded the Order of Distinction, Commander Class, by the Jamaican government for his contributions to music and his role in elevating the island's culture on the world stage. That's no small feat. It's national validation of what fans around the globe have known for years. Sean Paul is more than just a hitmaker. He's a cultural force, and he's not done yet. In the 2000s and 20s, while some artists from his era faded into nostalgia tours, Sean Paul stayed relevant. His 2021 album, Livin' Livin', was a love letter to hardcore dancehall, filled with collaborations with artists like Buju Banton, Mavado, and Busy Signal. It wasn't designed to conquer charts, it was built to reinforce roots, and still it popped off. Then in 2022, he released Scorcha, once again proving that Sean Paul doesn't just show up for the culture, he pushes it forward. Despite this consistent presence, Sean Paul has never been fully swallowed by celebrity. He's not a headline-chasing tabloid darling. He prefers fatherhood over paparazzi, producing over preening. A father of two, he often speaks about how his children changed his worldview and softened his once party-fueled lifestyle. It's a quieter chapter, but no less vital to his identity. He's also become a sort of elder statesman in the dancehall world. He mentors emerging artists, speaks on the importance of preserving dancehall's roots, and frequently criticizes the industry for failing to support its own. His voice, once a party starter, now also acts as a conscience for the genre he helped globalize. Of course, no article about Sean Paul would be complete without addressing that voice, the one that launches 1,000 clubs into motion, gravelly, melodic, rhythmic, and unmistakable. The voice that can slip through beats like liquid fire or pound against them like a jackhammer. The voice that's somehow both smooth and aggressive, sensual and ferocious. That voice is more than an instrument, it's a trademark. And what's even more intriguing, he doesn't write it all down. Sean Paul often composes in the booth, freestyling melodies and lyrics from a subconscious reservoir filled with decades of sound clashes, dancehall dub plates, and studio experimentation. It's not just talent, it's a reflex, honed over 25 years of musical warfare. So what is Sean Paul's place in music history? He's not just that guy with the cool voice from the early 2000s. He's a genre-bending, culture-shifting, tempo-defining icon who proved that you could come from a tiny Caribbean island and shake the global stage. His career isn't just longevity, it's relevance. His music doesn't just fill clubs, it fills cultural gaps. He's been the bridge between local and global, between roots and pop, between dancehall and everything else. In an era of ephemeral fame and one-hit TikTok wonders, Sean Paul is a monument to staying power. He didn't chase trends, he set them. And as long as there are speakers to bump and dance floors to ignite, that voice will keep echoing around the world. So the next time you hear that unmistakable intro, Sean Paul, don't just nod and move your feet. Recognize that you're listening to history in motion. Not just a man, not just a sound, a scorcha.